2 years ago, my beloved La Prairie Cushion foundation all of a sudden disappeared. And it wasn't until a week ago that La Prairie started actually production of the new version of the La Prairie foundation. And I have it right here. This is the La Prairie Skin Caviar Essence-in Foundation, also known as the Cushion Foundation by La Prairie. So it's a celebration really, because I've been waiting for this product to show up again for such a long time. So today I want to show you the new product. We will put it on my face so you can actually see it in action, as I do believe that I never actually showed you this foundation in action. Yes, I talk about this foundation all the time because it's one of my favorite foundations, as I do love my anti-aging foundations. And this is one of the very few true anti-aging products. So the big question that we're definitely going to answer today is, are there any changes to the formulation of this beautiful product? Let me show you the foundation first. It looks exactly the same as the old one. I do have the old one, so we'll do a little comparison as well. It came in this beautiful box. The box, from what I remember, the old one, this one is slightly larger, but the product essentially inside is absolutely the same. The only visible difference that I can see is the fact that SPF or sunscreen is not mentioned anywhere on the box, anywhere on the packaging, and I'm not really sure if this applies only to the United States version. In the United States, as you know, none of the beauty products are actually regulated by any authority, including the FDA. But once you put sunscreen on the box and you claim as a brand that your product contains sunscreen, the product automatically qualifies as a drug and thus becomes automatically regulated by the FDA, which is the Federal Drug Administration. And I'm noticing that a lot of European companies have actually started exiting that. Now the formula on this bad boy has not changed, and that's the good news, because I don't think that you can make this foundation any more perfect than it actually is. So this is the old foundation and this is the new one. They're absolutely exactly the same. I've been using the old version for, as I mentioned, 10 years. I've been playing with the new version for about a week and there's absolutely no difference. But there's one really big and awesome surprise. The new version is the same price as the old one, but in addition to the original packaging, it also contains a second one. So pretty much now you're getting two foundations for the price of one. And that is pretty unbelievable. So the price of this foundation automatically got cut in half because now you're getting two foundations for this price. And because I am a business person, I'm all about value. Now I do have to say, with this little change, or should I say big change, this foundation just became probably the best foundation in the world. As I mentioned, this is a true anti-aging product. It does contain caviar, which is the proprietary anti-aging ingredient for La Prairie. And as you know, it is called Essence-in Foundation, so it does contain essence of caviar. And in fact, it does contain this little guy. So this is the Skin Caviar Essence-in Lotion. This is a serum, a toner, and an essence in one. I have been using this product for a few years now. I do love applying this in the morning. This is a giant bottle. Yes, this is a fairly expensive product, but you get a very large quantity. And I believe that I've been using this for probably over a year now because it is a lot. This is one of my all-time favorite products. But the new foundation and the old one, of course, is infused with exactly this. Let me show you now. We'll apply it together and you can see how truly beautiful and just perfect this foundation sits on the face. Usually with anti-aging foundations, I try not to use a primer because I want the foundation to sit directly on my face, just so I can get all the benefits from the anti-aging components and ingredients of the foundation. And by the way, with this foundation, since I've been actually wearing it for such a long time, you don't even need a primer. This foundation sits so beautifully on the face. I just applied my skincare. I'm going to be using this giant Sonia Kashuk sponge, which is my favorite sponge, by the way. And a little tip, I usually damp the sponge, but then I use a tissue to just kind of soak up the remaining of the moisture from the sponge. Just make sure that the tissue is not infused with any lotion or anything. Since this is a cushion foundation, the application goes very, very, very quickly. As you can see, I am getting a solid medium coverage, which is enough. There is a kind of a nice dewiness to the foundation, or I would say a very kind of satin glow, or a very natural glow. And of course, this is before we set the foundation. I have to say that this foundation is hydrating, but it doesn't really matter what the type of your skin is, because this is one of those foundations that, yes, while you apply it, you kind of feel the hydration, but it sets down kind of fairly quickly actually. So even if you have oily skin, you can definitely use this foundation, especially if you set it. But if you have normal, dry, very, very dry, thirsty, dehydrated skin, you will absolutely love this foundation. Now you can definitely see the difference. This creates a very natural perfectionism, I would have to say. It's very comfortable on the skin. You pretty much don't feel it. It's very lightweight. It is slightly buildable, I would say high medium, but it's not really necessary because this foundation just, it evens out everything and makes your face just absolutely perfect. Now I have obviously completed my makeup with some powder and some, I will list everything down in the description below of whatever I have on top of it. This foundation is once again one of the, I would say, 6 truly anti-aging products, anti-aging foundations, luxury foundations that we have on the market. And because now you get the spare cushion, automatically this became a contestant for, I would say, #1 spot. I remember in the past I used to travel with this foundation. This used to be always my travel companion because it's just so easy to carry, and also I can rely on this foundation. I've also noticed in the past that if I have any irritation on my skin, if my skin is feeling dry, sensitive, frustrated, just blah, this is the foundation that I would always go to, because this is a very soothing foundation because it contains anti-aging ingredients and the hydration. So this is one of those foundations that when you take it off at night, you look and feel as if you've had actually a facial, as if you've been kind of wearing an anti-aging mask all day long. Everything is smoothed and perfected and soft. Since I've been wearing this foundation for the last week, it kind of reminded me of that feeling, of that sensation that you get when you take that foundation off at night. I'm fairly certain that I made a video in the past about the 5 best anti-aging foundations in the world. And in fact, when it comes to truly anti-aging foundations, there's only 6. Now, the 6th one I don't like. The 6th foundation is by Sisley, and this is probably the only Sisley product that I do not enjoy. But I do want to give you a quick comparison between this foundation and a few other foundations that now are competing with this one, because this one automatically became half the price. Let me compare it first to the Cle De Peau foundation. I'm in love with this foundation anyway. The La Prairie foundation has definitely more coverage than this. This is a very kind of light. You can probably build it to like a low medium, but this is a light coverage foundation, so there's no real comparison. This is my favorite foundation in the world. This is the most expensive foundation in the world. This is the one that's $300, and this is by Valmont. It's the Teint Pursuit. I talk about this foundation all the time because it is truly a magnificent product. This foundation is majestic, it's royal. But here's the difference. This is more of a dewy, hydrating foundation that kind of, and it's obviously a lighter coverage foundation, medium. This is more on the matte side. It's very perfecting, but it's more on the matte side. I would say it probably doesn't give you a matte finish. It's more of a natural kind of satin, but it is a matte foundation. This is also a full coverage foundation, but this is also a gorgeous product. It's just different. And the new cushion foundation by Cle De Peau, which I also love, adore. Now, number one, the Cle De Peau cushion, unlike the foundation, this is not a true anti-aging product. I mean, there's some skincare benefits and ingredients, but it's not an anti-aging product because there is a difference. And also, the Cle De Peau foundation compared to the La Prairie is more, I would say, dewy, more glowy, a little bit more. Now, I love both of these foundations, but I do have to tell you, I'm a La Prairie person, and I would always prefer the foundation that has anti-aging ingredients. So if I have to pick one of these two, I'll definitely go with the La Prairie foundation, especially now that there's, for the amount that you're getting, they're actually the same price. And then you have both of the La Prairie products. This is the concealer foundation. So these are actually the same price right now. And if I have to compare the two La Prairie foundations, obviously this is a full coverage foundation. This also has a concealer on top, which this one doesn't. They are the same price, but this one is definitely, I would have to say, a lighter coverage. Now I'm in love with this foundation as well. This foundation is amazing. I have to point that out. This foundation is also just absolutely gorgeous, but this one you can build actually up to, I would say, a full coverage. Also, in this foundation you actually get 0.07 fluid ounces, but now that you're getting double here, this actually becomes less expensive than this, although this one, once again, you are getting a concealer on top. So I'm truly happy that this foundation is back. My friend is back. My best girl is here. She's back. I have been actually truly missing this foundation so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.